We are at the end of the semester with chapters 24, 25, and 26 being covered in this final week presentation. Most staff enjoy working with people the most and often say that is the reason that they want to be a case manager. In reality, it can be up to half the time, though, is spent on monitoring the client regularly to be sure there is movement toward the desired goals and documenting that progress in the electronic health record. Monitoring. Case managers monitor their clients to ensure that the clients are receiving the services that were planned for them. Documentation of monitoring indicates that good case management is taking place. Monitoring also allows the case manager to spot problems early and possibly prevent greater difficulties later. Monitoring also gives the client a certain amount of support. It can prevent relapse, hospitalizations, or incarcerations, or even more severe consequences such as suicide or overdose. So, monitor your caseload. What is monitoring? Talking to the clients regularly to see if they feel they are making progress and to learn whether they are satisfied with the services. Contact people in agencies or programs who are primarily responsible for your clients meeting their goals, such as talking to the primary counselor or the housing manager at the sober living environment. You would also be contacting other people and agencies involved with your client. So, for example, their parents or teachers or ministers. You must have an adult client's permission or release of information to do this, or the permission of the child's parent. Monitoring drug test results, attendance, participation, and progress. Remember to collaborate with the agency who is working with your client by responding to their concerns and attending any planning meetings, returning phone calls in a timely manner, and discussing realistically and non-defensively your client. Many of the services given to clients are paid for with public funds or tax dollars. As a case manager, you choose the services and the length of time that the client will have these services. Funding sources, including insurance, expect case managers to use the funds efficiently and effectively to provide services to clients. It is expected that the public funds will be used to develop successful plans that move clients toward recovery and greater independence. As a case manager, you are in effect authorizing services and payments for the other agency to work with your client. Authorize services that you think will benefit the client. Don't waste money on things that won't help for the long-term success of the client. For example, if the client always leaves the sober living environment after 1 week and it doesn't seem to be helping, don't place the client in that sober living environment for a third time. Try something else. It is important to have good working relationships with the agencies which provide services to your client. Sometimes those agencies, though, are difficult to work with. They may assume that they know the client better than you do. They might change the plan or the services being given. They may even discharge the client without telling you, or take a client they cannot handle just to fill an empty bed. It is tempting to become angry, but that can spoil long-term working relationships. Make every effort to be responsive to the concerns of the providers. Be available for meeting about your client, refrain from gossip and blame, and use your communication skills to raise concerns directly to the agency. When issues arise at provider agencies, it is time to advocate for your client. Maybe asking, how can we work together to help this client get more from services? What can I do to help you better serve this person? If you cannot get good services at a provider agency, you may need to find another agency. Sometimes situations in clients' lives require you to advocate to higher authorities, such as your supervisor, the head of the agency, the person's state representative, or even a government agency. It is somewhat lazy and arrogant to expect clients to always come to you, especially as a case manager. Clients live and work and strive toward their goals in a community. When you visit them in these settings, you get a truer picture of who they are. Visiting clients outside the office helps you see the real obstacles and accomplishments of your clients. When we do visit a client in their own home, for example, it is best to make an appointment or notification that you are coming. We are not trying to come unannounced or to check up on the client. That is someone else's job, such as probation. We are going into the field to get a true picture of who the client is and those real accomplishments and obstacles. There are 4 steps to responding to a crisis. Respond immediately, construct the best course of action under the present circumstances, listen to your client, help your client begin to look ahead. Listen to that voice inside of you that is saying that something is wrong or the client doesn't seem themselves. Remember, it is up to you to ask questions, to make observations, and to intervene. Crises are destabilizing, but they also afford an opportunity to grow. Whenever possible, try to foresee critical events and prevent them before they happen. Follow-up means that the case manager went back to check on things after a crisis. Follow-up often stabilizes a situation that is unstable. You are following up to make sure that the changes are made, they're working well for the client, and to make sure that the client is doing well since the last contact. This can avoid other problems or relapses. See the video presentation on terminating a case in the module.